Hello, my name is Shania Suhana. I'm 22 years old studying at Gutman Community College as a science major. In the future, I want to be an astronaut. Now you're wondering how this program relates to becoming an astronaut. Well, this program has been a valuable learning experience for me. I've gained new skills, improved my ability to work independently, and learned the importance of clarity, accountability, and meeting deadlines. Courage Coach Jess Ministries has given me feedback that has helped me grow, and I truly appreciate the time and guidance she has given me.
My name is Darlene Spinell, and this summer I had the opportunity to work with Coach Jess Ministries through the Summer Youth Employment Program. Coach Jess Ministries is a company that helps small businesses grow closer to God while growing their business. One of the businesses we worked with was Wipe Me Clean, a cleaning service that helps support people in need clean their homes. Over the past weeks, we focused on organizing a youth career and life skills fair for young people in the Bronx. The goal was to bring together professionals from different careers to speak to us and share knowledge that often isn't taught to us in school, especially in low income communities like ours. Through this experience, I learned so much, not just about event planning, but also about leadership, time management, and communication. We listened to Bible verses, reflected on our faith, and connected it to real life growth. I also learned how to use Canva to create flyers and social media posts, how to write professional emails, how to network with guest speakers, and how to stay organized using planners and schedules. We also learned how to run listening campaigns and how by just being present and listening can be a way to support others. A big part of our work was making sure this event felt welcoming, meaningful, and inspiring for young people like us. On Wednesdays, we met with a woman named EAE class who taught us about important topics like credit cards, loans, resumes, and more. These are things I never really learned in school, and I'm grateful to have that knowledge now. One of the things I liked most about this program was how balanced this experience was. We were growing spiritually, professionally, and personally all at the same time. If I had to name one thing I didn't like, it would probably be how fast this experience went by. Um, yeah, like we learned so much in a short amount of time, so I'm very grateful for that. Would I recommend this program? Absolutely, especially for other young people in the Bronx who want to build a real world skills and connect with their faith and feel empowered to make a difference. So thank you, Coach Jess, and everyone involved in this experience.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Neve Binns. I'm 19 and I'm from Bronx.
Our team wouldn't be here today without God and Courage Coach Jess Ministries. Courage Coach Jess Ministries helps entrepreneurs grow their businesses while strengthening their relationship with God. This summer, we realized that our team isn't just full of SYEP participants as individuals, but together we're here as a whole, working together on our problem solving and marketing skills while growing as future leaders. And are learning valuable skills thanks to EAE class.
You guys probably seen me at the August 5th event, and I wanted to share my thanks alongside with my team for all the support and all the audience we've had that day. Starting off with Courage Coach Jess and EAE class, I appreciate that you guys took the time to mentor us and be there for us throughout this journey. Through the good and bad, your presence these 6 weeks has highly valued and contributed to our success. My team and I worked on these problems for the past 6 weeks, and today we are more than confident in our purpose than ever. As young adults, we are the ones who need to spread awareness of the changes we want in our community, but it's hard when you have scarce resources and a lack of mentorship to plan these changes. We had you guys teach us all these life altering skills, from financial literacy to self marketing skills. We're able to work in a team and split tasks while helping each other grow. Although this is a goodbye, it's also a see you later. Thank you guys so much once again. Honestly, a pleasure to have all the support we received. I hope you had as much fun and learned a lot out of it as we did planning it. Best in the Bay Bins. Alright guys, thank you so much for all the work you guys has done. I can't wait to see you guys in the future again and probably work with you guys again one day. Bye.
Hi, Justin. This is my presentation. So I titled it Our Mission. And it's amazing to see this is 6 weeks that we're on a line and we're probably together. So this is amazing to see what we could do in 6 weeks. Like imagine a couple years. So who are we helping? Thanks to Courage Coach Jess. Awesome guidance. Entrepreneurs are not growing their business, but they're also participating on a spiritual journey that brings them closer to God. Courage Coach Jess style is all about boosting courage and encouraging business owners to step out of their comfort zone and take bold steps towards success. She focuses on faith and resilience, teaching entrepreneurs to believe in themselves and trust in divine guidance. By mixing spiritual principles with practical business strategies, Courage Coach Jess helps people align their business goals with their personal values, creating a sense of purpose and fulfillment. This well-rounded approach not only leads to successful businesses, but also helps entrepreneurs feel more connected to God as they learn to see their work as part of their spiritual mission. And one of those businesses is Whitney Cleve. It's been amazing to see where they came from. You all could start a business on the other side, right? I like that what they're doing.
Our next youth leader is Wendy Opang. She couldn't be here today. She does send her well wishes, and I will read her bio. She says, "Hi, my name is Wendy Opang. I'm a dedicated student at the University at Albany, majoring in biology with dreams of becoming an OBGYN. I'm passionate about women's health and committed to making a difference in underserved communities. My goal is to grow academically and personally while lifting others along the way."
Who? Courage Coach Jess is who? She is the brains, the guidance of all of this. She provides powerful guidance and encouraging words to help entrepreneurs grow their businesses while also deepening their strength in their faith. Her approach blends practical and spiritual strategies. She encourages boldness as she's very bold herself, resilience, and a sense of purpose. She does this by aligning business goals with her personal values. Coach Jess helps all she encounters succeed while also drawing closer to God. She is, how can I say, a light that if you don't think you can do it, she's going to encourage you that you can. She's going to make you do something that you've never done before in a good way and make you explore because you never know till you try it. She's a not don't knock it till you try it type of woman, and I love that.
Dear Courage Coach Jess, I want to take a moment to sincerely thank you for everything you've done for me during my time working with you and your ministry. Your guidance, encouragement, and faith have left a lasting impact on my life, both personally and spiritually. You've shown me what it means to be a strong leader rooted in God, and I truly admire the way you pour into others with so much love and purpose. Being a part of your program has taught me so much, from planning and organizing events to communicating with confidence to trusting God's timing and direction in all things. You created a space where I felt seen, heard, and valued, and I'll always be grateful for that. Your commitment to helping young people grow in faith and leadership is inspiring, and I feel blessed to have been a part of it. Thank you for believing in me, for pushing me to grow, and for always speaking your truth. The seeds you planted this summer will continue to grow for years to come. I'm excited to take what I've learned and carry with me for the next chapter of my life. With love and gratitude, Darlene.
So, as you know, I'm Taha. We know that I'm 16, as seen in the slides. And during this summer, I worked with Courage Coach Jess Ministries, and she's the amazing woman right here. During this summer, I worked with Courage Coach Jess as a youth advocate, and I learned a lot from her, from marketing to advocating for our community and what we want to see. If you're wondering who she is, well, she's an amazing person who helps small businesses grow closer to God as you grow the business. And right now, she's collaborating with White Be Clean, and they bring a non-judgmental care to your home and make it squeaky clean while you focus on yourself and your mental health. Mm-hmm. So my role in her program was a junior marketer, and I advocated for change. I said that I wanted to focus on mental health and I wanted to make it accessible. Others said they wanted to improve on education, infrastructure, and a lot more. So, Courage Coach Jess has been teaching us to advocate for the changes that we want to see. And her iconic line is, "No one can tell you what you want, like what you can't see."
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your support in our journey. And to all those who attended our event on August 5th, 2025, we appreciate your efforts into taking the time off your day to support us. My name is Taha Alam, and I am 16 years old. Thank you to Courage Coach Jess. Thank you for your efforts during this summer. I really loved learning from you during this summer. Thank you, Courage Coach Jess, for teaching me many important skills that I need to work in the work industry. And thank you for teaching me the importance of communication and time management. Though I may be from a different religion, you taught me the importance of God's stance in our life. And because of you, I am more closer to my religion. You taught us that no one can tell us what we want to be. For that, I'm thankful that you taught me everything that I was interested in learning and more. For that, I want to express my gratitude from learning from an experienced and amazing person like you. Thank you once again, and Taha out.
At Courage Coach Jess Ministries, we believe that the Bible is a gateway to business success. At Courage Coach Jess Ministries, we study the Bible and pray together as a team. At Courage Coach Jess Ministries, we believe in the power of prayer and that everyone has the freedom to pray in their own way.
Meet Courage Coach Jess and her presentation on Nehemiah, the community organizer. We started this whole project by having a community, what's called a community outreach session, a listening session. And out of the listening session came out just a plethora of knowledge for me, right? Because I'm not in high school, I'm not a youth. And what I learned was that there's a lot of missing pieces that these students felt like they did not have. And so one of the things that I do is I teach Bible study and I teach business through the correlations of the Bible. So today we're going to meet Nehemiah, the community organizer. And what we will be learning is what is community organizing and how it actually relates to the Bible. Let's discover this. This is community organizing from a biblical perspective, and we're going to meet Nehemiah, the community organizer. So, what is community organizing? Community organizing is a structured process that empowers individuals to act collectively on issues that matter to them. Right? And our students, the issues that matter to them were financial literacy, life skills, and mental health. So how did I learn about these issues that matter to the young people today? We had what is called a listening campaign. So one of the first things you would do is to address issues in your community is to host a listening campaign. And a listening campaign is a one-on-one or group meeting intended to learn what are the current community concerns. How does that relate to the Bible, right? Now, Nehemiah, this is Nehemiah chapter 1, and Nehemiah had a concern. And his concern was for his people in Jerusalem. And here's the scripture. The scripture reads, "Now it happened in the month of Shivzet, in the 12th year, and I was in Susa, the capital, that Hanani, one of my brothers, came in with certain men from Judah." And I'm going to move this thing, sorry. "And I asked them concerning the Jews who escaped, who had survived the exile, and concerning Jerusalem. And they said to me, the remnant there in the province has suffered great trouble and shame. The wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and its gates are destroyed by fire." So this is the concern that's happening in Nehemiah's community. Can we see that? Can we see that he asked what's happening? He asked a group of people. The next step in hosting a listening campaign is to clarify the issues. When you focus on a specific shared problem that affects many people directly and emotionally. So, how does this affect Nehemiah? How does it relate to the Bible? And for us here as a youth, they had common ground in terms of not understanding how to pay credit card bills or how to start or what to do in life or what careers to choose, right? So this is their clarifying issue. For Nehemiah, his clarifying issue was with God. And as soon as he heard these words, that the walls of Jerusalem was coming down, he said, I sat down and wept and mourned for days. And I continued fasting and praying before the God of heaven. And I said, Oh Lord, God of heaven, the great and awesome God who keeps his covenant and steadfast love with those who love him and keep his commandments. Let your ears be attentive and your eyes be open to hear the prayer of your servant, that I now pray before you day and night for the people of Israel, your servant, confessing the sins of the people of Israel, which we have sinned against you. Even I in my father's house has sinned. So he clarified his issue. He understood that he was misbehaving and he knew he was a leader. So he knew that he had to come clean with God. That was how he clarified his issue. The next step is building relationships, right? And how do you map out the community? You map out the community by identifying key individuals, groups, institutions, churches, and businesses and schools. How did Nehemiah map out his community with God? He says, these are your servants and your people, whom you have redeemed by your great power and by your strong hand. So this is how he's telling God, like, hey, I know I messed up, but we're your people. So make sure to look out for us, right? The next step we have to do in building relationships is have one-on-one meetings. And by having one-on-one meetings, you help people develop trust and identify leaders through personal conversations. So here's Nehemiah's one-on-one with God. He says, Oh Lord, let your ears be attentive to the prayers of your servants and the prayers of your servants who delights to fear your name, and give success to your servant today and grant him mercy in the sight of this man. So he is asking for something. He wants success, just like we want success, right? In anything that we do. So this is his one-on-one with God. Now, the next step in building relationships is forming a core team. Forming a core team is the ability to bring together motivated individuals who are willing to take action and lead. And let me tell you, these SYEP students are definitely motivated individuals. They have worked very hard over these past 6 weeks to make sure that everything was in order and that they were able to solve the problems in their communities themselves. It wasn't like we sat here and I heard all the issues. They took action. What happens when you take action and you talk to God about the issues in your community? The next thing that happened after Nehemiah asked for success was that he was granted. Now I'm cupbearer to the king. God granted him his success. Step 3 in developing and identifying the issues in your community is to develop a strategy. After listening to your community issues, it is time to decide the change you want to see. And this is what the students created. This is why you are all here today, because they have made the change they want to see. And this is the presentation that you will be seeing. Sorry. Now, in the month of Nisan, that is, let's just say 6 weeks later, right? We heard the listening campaign on day one. Here we are 6 weeks later. Nisan is sometime, I think it's 9 months, 9 months time span. But in the 12th year of King Artaxerxes, when wine was set before him, I took up the wine and gave it to him. Now I had not been sick in his presence. And the king said to me, "Why is your face sad, seeing that you are not sick? There's nothing but sadness of the heart." Then I was very much afraid. I said to the king, "Let the king live forever. Why should my face not be sad when the city, the place of my father's graves, lies in ruins and its gates have been destroyed by fire?" When the king said to me, "What are you requesting?" So I prayed to the God of heaven, and I said to the king, "If it pleases the king, and if your servant has found favor in your sight, that you send me to Judah, to the city of my father's graves, that I may rebuild it." And so, if it pleased all of you to hear the work that they are trying to do, what are they trying to rebuild? Our youth today are trying to rebuild the education system, the financial literacy system, the mental health system. Can we see that? Are we following? The next step is to identify power and decision making. These are the people who can make the changes you want to see. And the king said to me, the queen sitting beside him, "How long will you be gone? And when will you return?" So it pleased the king to send me when I had given him a time. And I said to the king, "If it pleases the king, let letters be given me to the governor of province beyond the river, that they may let me pass through until I come to Judah. A letter to Aspen, the keeper of the king's forest, that he may give me timber to make beams for the gates of the fortress and the temple, and for the wall of Jerusalem and the house that I may occupy." And the king granted me what I asked, for the good hand of my God was upon me. Now, I'm not a king, but we are here, and you guys have granted these students the opportunity to present to you their concerns. They actually did write letters to their officials. They did take the time to reach out to people and send emails and make phone calls. And here we are today. And this is a letter writing campaign. We did go through this, where it says, "Then I came to the governors, the province beyond the river, and gave the king their letters. Now the king had sent me officers of the army and horsemen." But then Sanballat the Horonite and Tabnite the Adonite servant heard of it, and it displeased them greatly that someone had come to seek the welfare of the people of Israel. So I went to Jerusalem and was there for 3 days. Sometimes these things happen. Not everybody's going to be happy with the things that we're trying to create. But guess what? Nehemiah kept on going. Not everybody that we sent emails to, Justin can tell you, he's like, "I left a whole bunch of voicemails, no one's called me back." Not everybody's going to call us back, but we still continue to do the work, and this is why we're here today. So our fourth and final step is to take action. Actually, it's one more step before that, is to mobilize. When you mobilize, you are holding events, rallies, and meetings to raise awareness and show community strength. That's what we're doing right here, right now. Right? When I said to them, "You see the trouble that we are in? How Jerusalem lies in ruins with the gates burned? Come, let us build the wall of Jerusalem, that we may no longer suffer derision." And I told them of the hand of my God that had been upon me for good, and also the words that the king had spoken to me. And they said, "Let us rise and build." So they strengthened the hands for the good work. And this is why our students are here today, right? They said, let us rise, let us do this event, let us have a career fair. So we're thankful for them. Next step is to negotiate. When you have negotiations, you are in meetings with decision makers and advocates for community demands. In the house today, we have Reverend Franklin and we have Joseph Thompson. These are people that actually are people that I had conversations with that said, yes, they want to rally behind the youth and be here. And so, but when Sanballat the Hornet and Tobiah the Ammonite servants heard of it, they jeered at us and despised us and said, "What is this thing you are doing? Are you rebelling against the king?" Then I replied to them, "The God of heaven will make us prosper, and we, his servants, will rise and build. But you have no portion or claim in Jerusalem." So that was their declaration, right? They said, it doesn't matter how many emails didn't get answered, how many phone calls weren't being returned. We're going to be here. The people are going to show. And here we have almost a full room, right? And the final step is to document the process. Record the results, write them down, improve information like promises or deals. Take pictures and videos as part of the documenting process. Now I'm going to spare you guys all the jittering because these are hard to read. But then Elad, the high priest, rose up with his brothers, the priests, and they built the sheep gate. They consecrated it and set its doors. They consecrated it as far as the Tower of the Hundreds, as far as the Tower of Hananel. So if we see here, this is an actual documentation of the work that they were doing. At first, Nehemiah started out with just a broken heart. But by the end of chapter 3, he done built a team and everyone is working. And for us, at the end of 6 weeks, everyone has put together their events and their concerns. And that is what you're going to see today. So I hope that I was able to do you justice and do the Bible justice